Now, obviously, either by the title itself or the thumbnail of this video, you may know who this individual I'm going to be talking about is, and the person in question is Th3Badd3st. Now, Th3Badd3st is a mascot horror YouTuber who tends to cover games like FNAF, Poppy Playtime, Garten of Banban, and various other indie horror games as well. And you may even know them from the various collaborations they do with other big creators, whose names I'm not going to be mentioning in this video out of respect for privacy and just in general because they're not involved in the situation directly. Th3Badd3st also nearly has 100,000 subscribers, so they are a significant public figure within the YouTube sphere, and have even had videos that have reached up into the millions of views, so they are quite a prominent figure in the mascot horror community. But within the last 24 hours, they were exposed by another user on Twitter, whose identity I'm going to be censoring for their own safety, where they showcased various different screenshots of Th3Badd3st having an obsession with a specific character. And it's a character from the highly controversial game, The Coffin of Andy and Lele. Now, if you don't know what The Coffin of Andy and Lele is, then by all means, you are a saint and you are very lucky to have not known, but I'm going to ruin that experience of not knowing it for you, because it is a highly controversial indie horror game that has had a lot of disturbing themes within it. One theme, particularly, that a lot of people know this game for is the incest. And Th3Badd3st has an obsession, or alleged obsession, with one of the main characters known as Ashley Graves. Ashley Graves is the female character in the game that is actively pursuing an incestuous relationship with her brother. Yeah, which you can see here in these screenshots as she openly admits that Ashley Graves is so good and that she's literally them, along with the fact that they seem to enjoy incest, which is very concerning, and even say the infamous phrase out of this whole situation, incest is Wincest. That is an actual phrase that was said by this person. And this isn't even a recent thing too. Apparently Th3Badd3st has been feeling this way about incest for the last year and a half. They even put incest is Wincest on their public Discord About Me section. You cannot make this up. Like, for real, you cannot make this up. And I don't know if this is like a public About Me they've had for a bit, or it's something that they've only changed on a server, so it's only like set to a specific server. Regardless of wherever it's in, that is just completely disgusting. Now I'm going to move on real quick for a little bit from the whole incest part, because there's this other controversy that was brought up about Th3Badd3st too, where they publicly shared their public NSFW Twitter account on their public main Twitter. If you've been following Th3Badd3st on Twitter, you may know that Th3Badd3st has no indication that their profile is for adults only. When they went ahead and decided to just casually share their public NSFW Twitter for everyone to see, that likely included that minors saw that post. Minors saw this. Minors, young people who should not be looking at NSFW content, saw you post that, and some probably went and looked at that content. And I know they put minors do not interact in all caps before the rest of the message was read and everything, but still, why even do this in the first place? Now, with all of this negative attention they've been receiving from being exposed for all this disgusting shit that they've been doing, how do you think Th3Badd3st responded to it? Well, if you guessed that they appeared to mock and downplay the situation, then you'd be correct. Like, here are just a couple of screenshots of their responses to people about the whole thing. In one of them, they just flat out say that they are just a silly goober when someone confronts them about the weird incest stuff. And another one where they openly say, I do not care what people think about me. I have spent so much time caring what the public has to say about me, and it's exhausting. Yeah, I'm freaky, and I also said some shit when I was 16 that I regret. I get like 3K views a video, and I don't see why anyone even still cares. They even made a 3-minute video too, talking about the whole thing in an attempt to defend their actions, and it's not a good video.
Hi, hello, I'm Th3Badd3st. I'm a YouTuber, and I talk about Five Nights Freddy's, Garten of Banban, all that slop. That's what I do. With that being said, though, I'm kind of surprised people are talking about me right now, because I'm so irrelevant. I have, like, no viewership whatsoever. I average 3-4K views a video. My career is over with. So there's no point in even talking about me. There's nothing to cancel. There's nothing to get rid of. I'm gone. It's over.
It really does not seem like the baddest cares about what's going on. Like, you can definitely tell by the tone of their voice, this is just an inconvenience or something for them. Like, dude, you are actively being called out and being exposed for liking incest, and also being exposed for having a past history of being weird, like promoting your public NSFW account on your main public Twitter page where minors could see it. And your reaction to all of this is to just say, man, I'm so irrelevant. Nobody should care about me. I only have 3 to 4K views per video. My career is over. Dude, you have like almost 100,000 subs. People still watch you, bro. Your career is not dead because you're still actively making content and collaborating with people. If your career was dead, you wouldn't be on YouTube at all.
The other thing I want to address is that I recently launched a not safe for work Twitter account, and I plugged it on my main account. And I guess I just didn't put enough thought into it. Sorry, my arm's getting tired. Yeah, I guess I didn't put enough thought into it. I thought putting minors do not interact was enough to, you know, just not necessarily convince minors not to look at it. I understand, as someone that was a minor and looked at some things that I shouldn't have looked at, I understand that doesn't really work, but I don't know. I thought it was good enough, which was arrogant of me. So I apologize for that. I took the tweet down. The count is still up. If you're 18 plus and you want to follow it, you can.
Okay, hold on. Whoa, wait a minute. Well, you admitted that it was wrong, but after you say all this, you casually plug it again? Because you posted this video on your main Twitter account too. You just casually plugged your NSFW account again, after saying it was bad to plug it before in that tweet, and here you are afterwards plugging it again.
I mean, people are mad that I like incest. I just think it's funny. I'm going to be so honest. I just think it's funny to run with that bit because people have gotten mad at me for liking incest so many times purely because I liked a video game. So now just running with the fact that I like incest is funny to me. It's a good bit for me. So I'm just going to keep enjoying my bit, and I don't really care what people say about me. That's all.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. You're forgiven. Totally, man. Like, incest is just funny now, right? Incest is just one big, giant joke. Let's forget about the terrible history incest has with forced marriages, household abuse, abuse in general, grooming, all this other terrible shit and history that incest has and how depraved it is. Let's forget that. You know, it's funny. It's a joke. It's a really good bit to have because, yeah, it's funny. Let's show those haters. Let's make them even more mad. I can't believe that's like an actual response. I think that is probably the worst response I have ever seen someone make regarding a controversy, dude. That is horrible. Wow. This is also a thing that was brought to my attention as well, but about a week ago, Th3Badd3st, at least as of recording this, Th3Badd3st has made a public post stating that they were changing their name to Ashley. Now, if you happen to look at the date where she announced she changed her name to Ashley, and look at the date where she talked about how much she related to Ashley Graves, it is quite a coincidence. I'm not assuming that this is the reason, but it is quite the coincidence that you just so happen to change your name to Ashley after talking about how much you relate to Ashley Graves. Again, there may be other reasons why you did this, but the fact that you changed it after having a discussion about how much you relate to Ashley Graves and said all that other deplorable stuff, it really makes it look weird timing-wise. Though after hours of being on the receiving end of negative attention and backlash, Th3Badd3st then apologized and began to backtrack from everything, quoting the following: "I'm really sorry to have let down so many people. I didn't think any of this was that serious, but I'm understanding it is. I promise I'll do better." Bro, like, the whole backpedaling here is crazy. Like, you argued and defended yourself for hours. Like, you treated this situation like it was a joke. Like, you did not care what people actually thought about you. Like, you openly said you're irrelevant and people shouldn't care about you because I guess you don't get as many views anymore. And now suddenly, after this whole situation gets widespread, people start paying attention more to this and realize that you're kind of a creep and really unhinged for this kind of behavior. You get scared and immediately backtrack and say that you'll change. and that you're sorry now. And you'd think that'd be the end of it, but no. No, it's not. Not even like, what, hours or so later after this apology was made, there was a certain user who made a, I guess, joke quote tweet, and the baddest responded going with the joke. So I guess we're still not taking this seriously. She also did a live stream earlier today as I'm recording this audio, and it kind of went as you expected it to go.
A lot of you know that I have been a big fan of an indie horror game called The Coffin of Andy and Lele.
Already, we're off to a fantastic start.
It is one of my favorite games. I love it a lot. I think the storytelling is fantastic. I think the art direction is fantastic. I think the music is potentially the best in an indie horror game. And I have gotten in trouble in the past for liking that game because, as pretty much everyone that knows that game knows, a key plot point in one of the endings, and then later on in chapter 3, is that the two main characters, who are brother and sister, form an incestual relationship. So it's very controversial for that reason. It is one of the most controversial games I've ever come across. I'm almost surprised by just how controversial it is. Like, that game is massive on Twitter. So when I started talking about liking that game, I got in trouble a lot. And a lot of people started calling me an incest fetishizer, and a lot of people were throwing out a lot of crazy accusations because I liked that game.
I mean, what did you expect? Seriously, what did you expect? Did you expect people to react positively that you enjoyed that game or started talking about how it was your favorite game? The only times people seem to remember that game is for its incest. They only talk about it negatively because of the incest. That is why nobody likes it, because, fun fact, nobody likes incest. It's gross, it's disgusting, and the fact that that game even had it in the first place as like a theme and even an outcome, an optional outcome, is just disgusting.
So that was pretty much all a year ago plus, and it's been pretty much died down since then. Recently, a new thread about me has been made on Twitter that garnered a lot of attention because I have been making a lot of incest jokes as of late. People are going to say they're not jokes. That's kind of why I'm in trouble. People are going to say I am an incest fetishizer.
Oh, you're still going off the defense that it's just an edgy joke. That it's just a bit or something, right? The incest is funny type of stuff. Okay. Wow, that's crazy that you're just saying this live in front of your own audience, by the way. Jesus Christ.
In a private Discord server that later became not private, I have been making a lot of jokes about liking incest because I just thought it was funny that that was an accusation hurled my way because of a video game.
Why would that be your solution to handling that issue? You were being accused of being a fetishizer, and the way to my brain is actually frying from this. Oh my god. Your solution to that problem was to then go on and joke about incest with your private group of friends? That was your solution because of people accusing you of being a fetishizer? That doesn't look good. I don't think you should handle that situation by openly joking with friends about incest.
For transparency's sake, I will show the screenshots. I'm not going to hide anything. This is one of them. This one isn't really anything. It's just a gif of Lele from the game, and I say she's so good, she's literally me.
This one isn't really anything. Are you serious? You just skipped like the second half of that image where somebody asked, "Do you have a brother?" You're not going to address that question and then just move on to the next screenshot, dude? You're not going to explain? You're just going to skip past that and just give a brief description of part of the screenshot? Dude, that's crazy.
This one is worse. There's this is a little meme drawing that says this game romanticizes incest, and this person's pretending to be surprised while thinking, "Holy shit, that's based." And I said this has been me for the last year and a half. Incest is incest. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I promise you I am taking this seriously.
Oh, really? You're taking this seriously, aren't you? Laughing at incest is Wincest. Yeah, you're so serious about this whole thing. Like, totally. Totally serious. Why don't we go check your social media page and see how you've been reacting to this and how you've been responding to people who have brought this stuff up? Like, how about we go back in time and kind of look through your uh, social media post about all of this? I'm sure you're taking all of this very seriously.
But yeah, I said this, and I shouldn't have said it, I guess. But again, I was just being goofy. I was just being silly, goofy.
That's your defense? That's your whole defense? I was just being a silly goofy, and I probably shouldn't have said it. That is probably the worst response I have ever seen about that kind of stuff. Oh my goodness. That is bad.
The next one is my Discord bio, which is also incest is Wincest.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we just gonna skip that? Like, no explanation as to why you put that in your bio? In your About Me bio for people to see? None? No explanation? Just move on to the next screenshot? Really? I guess the joke was so funny that you decided to put that on your Discord About Me section. Wow. Okay then. Jesus Christ.
And yeah, to the question of do you have a brother, I said unfortunately not. If I did. Those are the screenshots of this Twitter thread that garnered again a lot of attention. Yeah, people are kind of freaking out about it because I have been a little too a little too silly goofy. Again, I promise I'm taking this seriously. I don't even really know what to say.
Again with the silly goofy defense. That is not a defense. Incest, talking about incest or joking about incest in that manner is not funny. That is serious. You are being exposed for saying very depraved and disturbing shit around incest. Even if it was a joke or not, that is fucked up. And the fact that your only response and only defense on this whole thing is that I was just joking. I was just being silly. How Oh my god, dude, my brain is actually fried. Like, I cannot fathom, I cannot think of what to say because the entire clip explains itself.
It's edgy, but you don't mean it right. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yo, shout out to that random livestream viewer who commented that answer for them. You sure did wonders, buddy.
It's all just meant to be a big edgy joke that I just did amongst my friends. And one of my now ex friends, I guess, I don't know, I messaged them saying something like, "Are we not friends anymore?" Because they didn't give me any heads up about this. It was a private server, and one of my now ex friends just kind of leaked it. How many people were in the server? Oh, literally like 5. It was a very small server. I'm just being transparent with you guys that this is something going on. I have lost about 400 followers and 200 subscribers in the last 12 hours. So yeah, it's not popular to like me right now. So I kind of feel like it's only fair that my audience knows that, because I value your guys' trust, and I do feel like I owe you guys to be fully transparent. With that being said, it doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. This is where I actually made a mistake. So, the mistake that I made, I don't have a screenshot or anything to pull this up with. Maybe I do. I could try to find one. The actual mistake that I made, because, like, again, at the end of the day, this was just me being inappropriate in private. Like, being inappropriate in private to me isn't a big deal.
Nobody said it was bad to be inappropriate to your friends in private. As long as everyone was consenting to it and everyone was okay to it, then there's nothing wrong with being inappropriate in private. That is not what this is about. What this is about is you talking about incest in private with a group of friends. Joke or not, why are you talking about incest in this way? That is the main thing that people are upset about, along with some other things. It has nothing to do with the fact that you were being inappropriate with a group of friends in private.
If people want to take it seriously and say it's not a joke or it's not a bit, and I am some crazy, terrible person, that's fine. They can do that. But being inappropriate in private amongst friends isn't a problem to me. I really don't think it's that bad. What I do recognize as being bad is I recently started a not safe for work Twitter account, and I made the mistake of promoting it on my main account. This was just stupid of me. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought that as long as that I put minors do not interact, it would be safe and fine. That's what I thought. But that was ignorant of me. That was ignorant, that was arrogant, that was just wrong. So yeah, I started a Not Safe for Work Twitter account. I'm still going to be using it. It's fun for me to do. It's kind of freeing for me to do. And yeah, I promoted it on my main account, which obviously has plenty of underage people following me. That was just a bad move on my part, and I apologize for that. And yeah, it was ignorant on my part. Didn't really put enough thought into it, and yeah, I definitely won't let anything like that happen again.
Well, hey, at least she didn't plug her NSFW account like before.
So that is why I am currently in a lot of trouble online. Again, I have lost hundreds of followers. This is the biggest nuke to the channel taken in my time on here. That's everything I have to cover. I'm still open to talking about it. I'm going to play some web fishing just so there's something on the screen and something for me to do. But yeah, I'm still open to talking about it though. Chat, if there's any questions or
I think that's enough to kind of go over about this stream because I'm going to be real with you. I really do not want to sit through a whole 90 minutes worth of the stream, especially when a good chunk of it is just her doing a Q&A portion with her chat while she also plays web fishing with her chat. Also, I'm going to be real. I don't know why she thought this was a good idea to address the whole situation. You could have just done a video. I think that would have been received a lot better than just you sitting on a live stream having your viewers comfort you as you play web fishing and do a Q&A and everything. Like the fact that you streamed this and did not make a video about this, like addressing anything, makes it seem like you're taking this a lot less serious. And honestly, I really don't think you take this entire situation serious at all. I'm not sure really how I'm going to conclude this video, but the main thing I would like to be done is for the baddest to be held accountable for their actions, because clearly it seems as if the baddest cannot take accountability for themselves and just does not take this situation seriously whatsoever. But yep, that's really about it for this video, so I hope you were well informed because that's kind of what the point of this video was.